My name is Mark Miller and I'm the Vicar of Stockton Parish Church, right at the bottom of Durham Diocese.
My name's Emily Hodgson. I am the curate here at Stockton Parish Church. I went to Cranmer for 3 years. I studied at undergraduate degree level.
I trained in Cranmer in 2010 for 2 years. I did the diploma in theology and ministry.
I am Michelle Dells. I'm now the Reverend Michelle Dells. I've got to get used to saying that. And I am a curate for Stranton All Saints. I trained at Cranmer. I studied there full-time for 2 years.
My name's Tim Wall. I'm the priest in charge of Het and Lions with Eppleton in the Diocese of Durham, and I was at Cranmer between 2012 and 2015, and now I'm part of St John's College as I'm doing my PhD.
I absolutely loved living in community at Cranmer. It was a real joy to be able to explore ideas and new concepts.
Living in community is sometimes amazing and incredible, and sometimes actually is really, really difficult. And that's one of the wonderful gifts of community, actually, that you have people there to encourage you, to support you, who will help you in discipleship, but also actually you grow in your discipleship as you're challenged by other people. And being a part of a community that's learning and growing and struggling and celebrating together has been really key for my growth as a disciple of Jesus.
Living in community was about learning to live with the rough as well as the smooth, and through that actually learning a real relationship, how to build a real relationship with people.
Some of the friendships that I both deepened and made at Cranmer are, I am confident, lifelong ones. Those have been really life-giving and sustaining friendships for us, even during the times of transition out of college and into curacy and now looking ahead.
I think theology has to be at the heart of everything we do, because God has to be at the heart of everything we do, so it's really important. Being at Cranmer really helped me, gave me really good foundations for thinking theologically, gaining some of the resources of our theological heritage and inheritance.
When I studied theology at Cranmer, it was very clearly for the purpose of mission, and everything was related to mission. How do we take this theology and live it out in the world?
That's where residential training, I think, was my saving grace, because what I couldn't comprehend sometimes in lectures, I fully captured in chats in my study corral with my peers who I was studying with, and friends who we had dinners together. So Cranmer really helped me to find my way of learning theology.
I think that studying theology has simply deepened my conviction that the only thing that I have to offer people is Jesus, but that is absolutely everything.
I think what Cranmer did as far as prayer was, it really showed me the beauty and the depth, I would say as well, in morning prayer.
I had relatively little experience of a rhythm of prayer, the Anglican rhythm of prayer, and saying morning prayer together. I actually grew to love saying morning prayer.
Prayer is really important for everything we do, and Cranmer gave me resources to draw upon and help me to think about my prayer life and reflect upon it, and just a great variety of different ways to pray that I've been able to use and pray through and help others.
The opening words of morning prayer are, Lord, open our mouths and our lips shall proclaim your praise. And when you're going through a slightly rough patch, to open that book and read those opening words brings me back into a comfortable place and recognize that God listens to us. Regardless of my ability to offer more, he can listen to me, and I get to hear him through words that people are saying all across the world and have been said for a long time.
One of the reasons I chose to come to Cranmer was the sheer variety of placements that were available. There were so many different types of contexts you can be a part of, so many different experiences of the church, of chaplaincy, of working in different communities.
Those experiences of mission and ministry have been really formative for me. Those were not experiences that I had had before, and they have given me resources to draw upon in ministry here.
My second year at Cranmer, I needed to explore the wider church and the broader church, and I chose to go on an Anglo-Catholic placement, and I used it as an opportunity to study and explore more about the Eucharist, and the depth and understanding that placement gave me has served me in such good stead. Even now here in Stockton, we work in a united way across church traditions and across church denominations, and being able to experience experienced different contexts and placements has meant that I can genuinely appreciate all that a broad church has to offer, and not just be fixated or most comfortable in my narrow part of the church.
So I think the formational training is vital, and I think that shows us some of what the Anglican Church needs us to be, but I think the community element of it reminds us constantly of what God calls us to be.
I can say with truthfulness that the 3 years that I spent at Cranmer were some of the most joyful years of my life. I found it incredibly stimulating, incredibly thought-provoking. I didn't come out the same person that I was when I went in, and I think the resources that I was given also will be with me for the rest of my life in ministry.
I found residential training incredibly useful and an incredibly formative experience to have 2 or 3 years of intense learning together, where you're all together and learning from each other, and you come from different backgrounds and experiences, and you bring all that together and you talk about it and discuss it and debate it as much in the lecture hall as in the common room, and you live together and you share your lives and you grow as disciples together. It's so important to have that foundation for your ministry and to spend a few years learning together and learning theologically together and doing mission and ministry together as a part of placements, and doing that as a community is a really important foundation.
I don't think I would have developed with anything like the breadth and understanding of the church had I not trained residentially. It's really that formative process of being in community, a daily rhythm of prayer, eating together, recognizing that together we're trying to do all that Jesus is asking us to do. I don't think that comes in the same way as it does in a residential context, a residential environment. And so I think if you are not sure if residential training is right for you, and perhaps look at exploring a different pathway, just ask yourself the question, what might God do to me and with me and in me in preparation for all of the years of ministry that lie ahead of me?